Welcome to this edition of Spotlight on the Bensenville Park District. I'm Rick Robbins, your Executive Director for the Park District here in Bensenville. With me today is our Superintendent of Recreation, Rory Joyce. And we are here to talk a little about youth sports. In particular, Rory, what's coming up this fall and winter is our youth basketball program. And I know at the Park District that's what we're gearing up for. So what can you tell us a little about what we offer in the youth basketball program area?
Well, we have a vast array of grade levels that we offer. We have a kindergarten program, first and second program, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. And at that level, we separate into boys and girls program. In the last couple of years, we've also gotten a travel basketball teams going at the 8th grade and new this year at the 6th grade level.
Okay, great. Those are, so we really got most of the ages all the way up until high school, right? So we've
Yes.
pretty much got all of that covered. So speaking of the teams, then, how do you form the teams? What do you look at, and how does that process kind of take place?
Well, at the kindergarten and first and second grade levels, we form those teams ourselves. We do try to keep kids from similar communities together so that they can carpool and things along those lines to get to practices. We do, like we mentioned earlier, we do get a lot of non-residents, so if we can group some Elmhurst kids together so that they can ride over together. We do have kids who have been in the league since kindergarten and going through the ranks. We do, at the 3rd through 8th grade levels, we do a draft. We do it where we do an organized evaluation of the kids and their skills and things like that, and then the coaches, which we'll talk about a little later, are able to then draft kids. This allows for more league parity, so we have less times where there's a 10-0 team versus 0-10 team, so we can keep those teams together and and thus more competitive.
Sure. Cool. So you've got your team together, and I know you and Christine at the office, our athletic supervisor, works very hard on this program. This is this probably is the biggest athletic program that we have.
Definitely.
At the Park District, runs directly. And she's got to have a lot of help on that because these teams don't coach themselves. So where do you find those coaches, and how does that happen?
Well, parents and other family members are given the opportunity to volunteer as either head coaches, and each team also gets one assistant coach so that they can make sure that all the practices and games are covered by hopefully both of them, but families have things going on. And it really brings a great point to what we do. All the volunteers that we get are able to then, these are people who are vested in the community, and it also allows us to not have to charge a lot of money by having to hire coaches at these age levels and things like that. You get some very invested parents. We have one coach who coached 3 teams last year, a kindergarten team, a first and second grade team, and a 5th and 6th grade team, and he's also now one of our travel coaches. So it keeps them busy.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah, and we also allow them for them volunteering their time and helping us keep our costs down and keep vested coaches. We do offer a free registration for the head coach's child upon completion of the season. And just if everyone's wondering, we do a full, federal background check on all of the coaches, head and assistant. And following that, we conduct a coaches meeting to go over all rules, playing time, sportsmanship, and how to run your team. We've also been involved with the Fenton new head coach, Chaz, who is also going to come out for some of our coaches meeting and give some tips on better coaching.
So we provide some training. We provide really some guidance on the philosophy of the program, and we certainly adhere very closely to that. And I think you also meet with the parents as well prior
Yes.
to the season so that there's an understanding of what's expected from the parents, what they can expect from the program and from the coaches.
Absolutely. We like to get the parents involved early and just let them know what kind of things are appropriate. We have meet the team meetings with the kindergarten and first and second grade so that they're not just coming into it blind. They have an opportunity to meet the kids and also the parents of other kids on the team, so that they feel a little bit more comfortable. It could very well be their first basketball experience.
Right. So your season starts when, and how long does it go? And
we go from the first week of January through late March, and practices start up around December 1st. So we get a few weeks of practices in with all the players, with all the teams, and then they get going in the games in early January. The travel season is a little longer. They start practicing in October and start games in November and go through February or early March.
okay, well, registration's going on now.
Right, registration
and
is,
has been for a while. And
yes, registration goes on through early November for grades 1 through 8, and then kindergarten registration, since they begin in January versus practices in December, we take registration through December 4th for that.
for what age is that?
That's kindergarten.
For the kindergartners.
Yes.
Okay, so don't wait. If you're seeing this for the first time and you haven't registered and you want your kids in that program, get there now, because we could be full up. We could have teams all set. You know, there comes a point where we've got to have a cutoff, because we've got to know how many teams, how many coaches, and the league's got to schedule those games. So
Absolutely.
we can't just continue to take kids throughout the season necessarily. So do you have any then basketball programs for kids younger than kindergarten? I think we have some programs for that age, right?
Absolutely. We have Half Pint Hoops is a class for 4 to 6-year-olds to get introduced to the sport, start learning passing and dribbling and some shooting and the idea of defense. We offer those. That's coming up in November as well. We usually do that on Monday evenings at 5:15. To give parents the opportunity to get out of work, kids home from school, and do that. Yes, so we do have that, and as well as that will help provide some of the skills that'll get them ready for kindergarten basketball.
Okay, so then what other sports might those kids be able to participate in? If they don't want to do basketball, for those younger kids, what else might they be able to do?
Going throughout the winter, we have different schedules. We also do, for the same age group of 4 to 6-year-olds, we do Tiny Tot T-ball and Tiny Tot Soccer for kids looking to get involved in that as a young age. For a slightly different perspective on athletics, we also have a karate program that takes kids as young as age 4. If you have a child younger than that, we want to keep them active, and ages 2 to 4, we have a Pee-wee gym where mom, dad, or another relative can come with the child, and we'll do some basic instruction, but it's also an opportunity for parents to get to know some other parents of kids. And
We've talked a lot about youth sports, so we just got a little bit of time left. Don't leave us adults out of it. So I know we've got some opportunities at the Park District that the adults might want to take part in. What do we have?
Absolutely. Winter coming up is a good time to tell yourself to focus and stay in shape, especially with the holidays and the poor weather. In addition to our fitness center, which is really great, we've got some great new machines in there. We have a multitude of fitness classes, about 25 different classes a week. We have a brand new walking track.
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful.
I was just on it yesterday, and it's amazing how nice it is, how smooth it is. It's got a really nice surface for walking. Regardless of your age, 14 and up on the track, or your skill level, it's good to either walk or run, and you can watch some cool basketball going on down below. Now, I talked about sports in general. We have co-ed volleyball, which begins in January.
One of my favorites.
I know. Rick here has played quite successfully.
Champion team, maybe, last year.
And we also do fall and women's basketball, which has sessions beginning in November and in February. We are also doing a racquetball league, which kicks off in January. So there's a lot of things to keep you busy over at the Leisure Center throughout our season. Obviously, summertime comes, we have softball and some more outdoor activities, but that's what we got going now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I know there's a lot happening at Deer Grove Leisure Center. If you haven't checked it out, especially if you're new to the community, you need to do so, whether it's fitness or whether it's our sports programs or our after-school, before-school care programs, dance, you name it. We've got it there at the Recreation Center, and we'd love to have you participate. It's time to register for basketball if you haven't. Get your kids in it. It's one of our most successful programs, and we'd love to have you join us there as well. And we're going to take a break, and we'll come back and talk about that before and after school club care in just a moment.
The Water's Edge Aquatic Center is conveniently located in the Redmond Recreational Complex in Bensenville. The Water's Edge is home of Fenton High School and Wahoo swim teams, featuring an indoor 8-lane lap pool and diving well. The Aquatic Center is available for private functions and parties. Learn to swim, stay in shape, or enjoy recreational swimming year-round at the Water's Edge Aquatic Center.
The Bensenville Community Library, serving a community of readers. Whether you're old or young, a lover of words, music, or computers, the library has something for you. Check out our new Kindles, toddler jams, story and movie nights, or a variety of other activities offered. For more information, call us at 630-766-4642 or check out our schedule on the web at benlib.org. The Bensenville Community Library, celebrating 50 years of library service. Staying connected is important, and at the Village of Bensenville, it has never been easier to keep up to date with what's happening in our community. On your phone, PDA, PC, laptop, or tablet, the Village of Bensenville website offers easy integration, so you'll stay connected at home, in the office, or on the road. To follow us on Facebook, simply go to the Bensenville homepage and click on the Facebook icon in the lower left-hand corner. This will take you to the Bensenville Facebook fan page. Once there, click the like button to add us to your newsfeed and receive regular updates from around town. To follow us on Twitter, simply go to the Bensenville homepage and click on the Twitter icon in the lower left-hand corner. This will take you to the Bensenville Twitter page. Once there, click the follow button to add us to your Twitter feed and receive regular community updates. To receive email and cell phone notifications, click on the Notify Me button. This will take you to the Notify Me dashboard. Once there, simply add your email address and/or cell phone number at the top of the page, and then select which service you would like to receive updates from. The most common update section is in the Newsflash Bensenville News. Click on the envelope icon for email alerts and on the phone icon for phone alerts. You can choose one, the other, or both. To watch our public access cable show or board meetings, simply click on the Bensenville Web TV button on the lower left sidebar menu of the homepage. This will take you to our streaming center, where you can play current and past Bensenville cable TV shows and board meetings. To pay your Bensenville utility bill online, just click the Online Payments button and then follow the instructions provided on our secure payment site. If you have any problem, concern, or question to tell the village, then click on the Bensenville Action Hotline button. This will take you to the Action Line dashboard, where you can explain your issue and receive a response within 48 hours once you have clicked the Submit button at the bottom of the page. Staying connected is important, And at the Village of Bensenville, it has never been easier to keep up to date with what's happening in our community. On your phone, PDA, PC, laptop, or tablet, the Village of Bensenville website offers easy integration, so you'll stay connected wherever you are.
Hi, and welcome back to Spotlight on Bensenville Park District. Again, I'm Rick Robbins, the Executive Director at the district. Rory Joyce joins us, and along with Rory for this next segment is Darlena Wojcik, correct? I wanted to pronounce that correctly. Darlena, tell us a little bit about what you do for us at the Park District.
Yes, at the Park District, I am a BPD club counselor.
Okay.
And so I help with the before and after care. And I also help with early childhood care. I teach Polish folk dancing, and
Nice.
I've helped out mostly with summer camps.
Okay. So a few different areas, and you got lucky enough to be selected to be here
I did.
on our show today, right? Okay, we're going to talk mostly about the BPD Club program, right? And I think kind of give us an overview of what that provides to the parents here in town.
Okay. The before and after care club, the before meets from 7 to 8:20, and the after meets from 3:30 to 6, except for Thursdays during early dismissal, which they meet at 2:30 to 6.
Okay.
And in the program, we like to let kids participate in a variety of
Okay.
activities.
So yeah, what kind of stuff do you guys do then throughout the time that the kids are there after school, per se?
We mostly like to either go outside or play activities or
Okay.
do crafts. We also offer a healthy supper and a snack.
Nice. So I know one of the things we've tried to do recently is get the kids outside more.
Yeah.
We've really tried to instill some quality programming and quality nutrition in the new foods that we have incorporated into the program, and some more structured time in terms of the homework assistance and those kinds of things. If I'm stating that right.
Yes, of course. Our number one thing is the only way we go outside is if weather permits.
Sure.
So if it's a nice day, we take them outside. Even if it's snowing, we ask them to bring their clothes for the snow, and we take it outside.
Nice. See, it's
Yeah.
nothing to be afraid of,
Yeah.
right? One of the National Recreation and Park Association's initiatives over the last 10 years or so has been No Child Left Indoors. And that's really been a push nationally to get kids out from behind a computer screen
Yes.
and off of gaming devices and reconnect them with the outdoors and with play,
Yeah.
for
and
instance.
Yeah, and it's very noticeable with the kids. Like if the weather's bad, like you can automatically tell like if kids are like cooped up all day because they've been in school all day, so like they don't want to like sit
Right,
for 3 more
right.
hours waiting for their parents.
Right.
So yeah, it's very noticeable when we take them outside to let them like run around, as compared to like having them like sit and like play with board games.
Sure. So what's an average day then at BPD Club like? What would that consist of?
An average day would be the buses pull up in front of the Park District.
Okay.
So there's transportation for that. We greet them with a warm welcome, and the first thing we do is line them up for supper. And then after supper, we separate into groups, and we have a homework side, so we offer homework assistance. And then the other side, we divide up into even smaller groups, and based on interests of the kids, we like to do different activities with them. So we have different crafts every single day, and if kids don't like crafts, we either take them outside or downstairs to like play sports like basketball and soccer.
In the gymnasium?
Yeah, in the
section,
gymnasium,
okay.
yeah. And then after a while, we regroup for snack. And then after snack, majority of the kids are finished with their homework by then. So then we either all take it outside.
Okay, great. And so you mentioned food and snack, and I know we've partnered, Rory, with
Northeast.
The Northern Illinois
North
Food Bank.
Okay.
So just so parents know who are thinking about BPD Club, this is not an extra cost to you. There's a grant that the Northern Illinois Food Bank has, and they've partnered with us, and they provide these meals to us every day for after school club as well as summer camps, which Darlena also works at. It's really nice. And some of the other things you talked about, kids working on homework. With so much in the school system these days, being done through computers and things like that, we've recently had the opportunity to get additional computers given to us from District 2, the school district here. So we'll have the opportunity, not for kids to go play games on or anything like that, if they do that at home on their own time, but this is so that they can do their school work that isn't just paper and pen while they're at BPD Club.
Great, great. So those are probably some of the things that make the Park District's BPD Club unique here in Bensenville. And I don't know if there's other things that you wanted to elaborate on that.
Well, Darlena talked a little bit about the clubs. We don't just decide what these kids should play and be working on and stuff like that. We find out what their interests are, and then we've created special interest clubs that Darlena and the other counselors get the kids together who are interested in dance, Legos, drawing, Pokemon, Hero Clicks, things like that, chess, things like that get the kids. They're able to come to this program, and it's not just a cookie cutter. You guys go outside for 20 minutes and then come inside and do your homework, and then you'll do an activity that we decide. They have the opportunity to pick what they want to work on at certain points.
Nice, nice. I know, and we've even installed raised bed gardens around
yes.
the recreation center that these BPD club kids every spring and early summer, they get the ground ready, they do the plantings for it, they nurture these plants, they water them every day, and then we continue that through summer camp, and those kids then continue that work, and then at some point the camp kids in the summer or the BPD clubs in the fall get to harvest the tomatoes or what other vegetables that we have in those gardens. It's really unique. I love it.
It's a lot of great stuff that you don't get at your regular Park District Recreational Center.
Yeah.
It's really fortunate of us.
So it's a great program. We know that. We think that, and a lot of folks in town think that. Our numbers continue to rise, and we're very happy with that. How do folks who aren't in our program register, and where can they go to do that?
Well,
They can register at the Deer Grove Leader Center, and then for any more information, you can contact Phyllis Schmidt. She's a teen and youth supervisor.
Okay.
And then
yeah,
Okay.
and just so you know, maybe you think, oh, I don't know that my child should go to this every day, because plays the violin or has basketball practice or something like that. It's very. You can sign up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days a week and have the bus bring you from our Bensenville schools to us. We'll take care of them. Also, some parents work very early and need some time. If a parent has to work at 7 a.m., they got to find something for their child to do between 7 and 8:20, and then they get picked up by us. So we do have that. We've done the Before Care program for a few years, and it's been a big success. Especially for people who need that extra care in the morning.
So tell me a little bit more about that. So the kids you can sign up for mornings before school. You can sign up for after school. You can sign up for both. Mm-hmm. You can pick your days of the week.
Yes.
Am I right? Any days of the week you need, or all week long. And I know we have kids that do both of those. Transportation you just mentioned. How does a transportation work, and how do the kids get back and forth? And I'm pretty sure we have a great relationship with District 2, and they help us make that happen.
Yeah. Well, if you mind, when your child signs up, this is for kids, in Bensenville, and if they are at Tioga or Johnson School, we send information to the bus driver to not bring them home, but to bring them to the Deer Grove Leisure Center, where we then take all the kids, take attendance, make sure everyone is accounted for. Yes, it works very well with those kids. Get there. It's something that you don't have to worry about. They are all gotten by there. And why don't you tell us, how does it work at Blackhawk now, since we've expanded to middle school?
we expanded to Blackhawk. The Blackhawk school ends earlier than Tioga and Johnson do.
Okay.
So we have one counselor that it's their job to walk over to Blackhawk, wait for the kids, gather them up, and walk all the way back together.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I love that. And so
Yes.
then in the mornings, then it's the same thing.
Yes.
Parents drop them off at 7 a.m. or whatever time they need to, and then the bus picks them up right there on site and takes them to school, correct?
Correct. And we walk the kids just to Black Hawk, which is really,
A 5-minute walk.
Yeah. Nice, and it couldn't be more convenient than like that. So how do we make sure we communicate? Because it is a form of daycare. It's it's a limited amount of it, but how do we make sure we communicate, Darlene, with the families and keep them informed with the parents and such?
We have a specific email address made for BPD Club. It's
Okay.
bpdclub@parkdistrict.com.
BensenvilleParkDistrict.org.
BensenvilleParkDistrict.org.
Okay.
.org, yes. And we check it multiple times daily. So during registration, we ask for a family email.
Okay.
So we send out reminders and informations, and we also expect the parents to communicate with us. So if a kid's not going to be here today, we ask them to let us know so we're not freaking out if
Sure.
they
Right.
didn't get off the bus. So it's to avoid miscommunication.
Right.
Yeah. And so the email just is checked multiple times daily.
It's very important for us, I know, to know where the kids are, who's going to be there every day, make sure they're all on the bus, make sure they're all turned in, where they're supposed to be, and communicate that with the parents, with the school, with the bus all of those people need to be involved in that process. We take safety very serious at the Park District in any of our programs, whether it's at the pool or in our youth programs. It's really the number one priority is safety of the kids and safety of our participants, and then after that it's fun. We want the kids to have fun. We want them to come back, and as long as they keep coming back, we know that we must be doing something right, and this is one of our more successful programs, and it's nice to see. For more information or sign up, who should they contact then? I know you mentioned it earlier, but mention it again.
Phyllis Schmidt, she's the teen and youth supervisor.
Okay, and she's part of our recreation staff at
Yes.
the Leisure Center, and Phyllis has been with the Park District for going on about a year and a half or so, I think, and we've made some great strides in a lot of the programs that
Yes.
we're running there, especially, and even the teens. And I know we have teen dance every month that we're doing with Black Hawk Middle School kids too that has been installed and very successful again. Guys, thank you so much for being here today and being part of our show. Thank you for being part of our Park District. You guys are an important piece of that team and providing some great programming to our parents, and we appreciate that.
Okay.
Thanks, Rick.
Thank you.
And for you guys, thanks for joining us again for this edition of Spotlight on Bensenville Park District. For everybody, I'm Rick Robbins, and we'll see you next time.